Mayank, you are the second generation of Shree Exports. Can you give me a little bit of background how you came into this business?
Is that I had to eventually start everything from scratch. So brick by brick, mortar by mortar, as they say.
As an addition to your company, has given you the biggest growth in the company. Is that also foam or is that something differently?
Yes, foam is, like I said, our bread butter.
13 years when you just initially started and now working with exporters.
Everything is happening on real-time basis. I think that is a paradigm shift which I think we are seeing in today's times.
So how important is quality in your company when it comes to the product?
I think it's extremely important.
If you can describe Shree Exports, your company, as okay, in this part we really stand out compared to our competitors, what would you name?
What we stand for in terms of Shree Exports, we value business relationship more than...
Welcome to another episode of the Dutch in Dialogues with Hugo. I'm Hugo van der Wouw and today my guest is Mayank Kedia from Shree Exports. Mayank, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome joining the podcast.
Thank you.
Mayank, you are the second generation of Shree Exports. Can you give me a little bit of background how you came into this business?
So I think even though I am the second generation, I think what things planned out in a way is that I had to eventually start everything from scratch. So even though my father was in this business for a very long time, due to a family settlement issue, we had to start fresh from 2013 onwards when we actually started Shree Exports. And brick by brick, mortar by mortar, as they say, we had to actually restart everything. What we had in our kitty was the goodwill and the network that he had built by then. So even though I'm the second generation, it was pretty much like starting your own venture from the scratch.
And before that you came into the business, what have you done before? Can you explain?
So I moved out of my city after my schooling and did my graduation from Bangalore.
Okay.
Post which I worked in a corporate called KPMG for about 3 years. From there I moved on to Australia for my masters, and then again I worked for a couple of years there in a risk management company. And in 2013 end is when I moved back to India to, as you said, start my second generation business.
How did it help you for being first in Bangalore and then later onwards in Sydney, Australia? How, being abroad on your own, how did it help you in your career?
I think the biggest thing that I learned living away from home and in the two different parts of the world is I think the cultural difference.
Yeah.
I think that is something I had to adapt to and learn a lot as to how you want to make a difference and do the thing the way it's to be done in their particular culture. So that was a big challenge for me.
But till today, I think that benefits you by being able to work also in a different country. Like, for example, I also work in a different country. As you know, I'm from Netherlands, and I came here 5 years back just as a consultant, and now I run a company and looking into the quality control. So I know how difficult it can be sometimes that you are not with your family, especially in a different country where you really have no friends and really have to start everything by yourself. So in your case, was that easy or very difficult? How can you explain that?
Initially, yes, it was a bit tough. Not in Bangalore, but yes, when I was in Sydney, it was a bit tough where I was looking for similar kind of people. But that's when I realized that I've come all the way here not to mingle with the people I already know, but to make new relations.
Yeah.
So I think that's when I learned that I have to mix up with people, get work done. And even when I was in my college days in Sydney, the teams, the people, the friends that we had were all different nationalities, speaking different languages.
Okay.
But because we were together in some team or the other, doing some work together, those cultural differences were being accepted, and I think that's when I learned how to be a more people person, and how networking and how being more approachable is going to help me in the long run.
So your business is into foams, RFID, net, this kind of products, and you're supplying to the leather goods industry, as well furniture, I think. Why foam? Why in this particular material?
So basically, this is like it's a second generation business, but initially what I've heard stories from my father is that when they started business, we were basically a trading house, and they were pretty much dealing in a lot of other things. My grandfather was in the paper industry,
Okay.
and after that they were into trading of caskets, packing boxes, and that's when, and we were a big family back then, so everybody was doing something or the other, and they were trying new things. And that's when foam happened. That it just started as like one particular new product, but then in Bengal there were very few people dealing in that, so we were pretty much like monopolistic in those days. And when we saw the volumes and we saw the market growing, and we had a lot of business turnover happening in that particular product, I think that's when my father decided that this should be our focus area. And because the product itself is very versatile, Hugo, not just the leather industry, we are working with the dairy industry, we are working with the furniture industry, the garment industry, the packaging industry, textile industry. Foam is a product which has several applications. In fact, during COVID, there were times when we were actually supplying to people who were making face shields
Okay.
and PP suits.
Yes.
They were also requiring foam. So the product had a great versatility, and I think that's why we thought this should be our bread and butter, and this is what we should take forward.
As a real entrepreneur, you saw the possibility from where is your niche, correct? So, what kind of product, as an addition to your company, has given you the biggest growth in the company? Is that also foam, or is that something differently?
Yes, foam is, like I said, our bread butter, but I think the variety that we have in that grade is umpteen, and that's why we cater to so many industries. So even though we do a lot of other stuff that we supply to the leather good industry, foam happens to be the showstopper, in addition to all the stuff that we do.
When you look back, you said you came into the business in 2013, right? So that is about 12 years from now. What's the difference in those 13 years when you just initially started and now working with exporters?
In terms of market, I think a lot of things have become more organized, I feel.
Okay.
I think technology has been a great driver for the same. From what stories that I've heard from my father back in those days, when they used to work, everything was manually more driven than technology. I think in today's times, things are moving much faster. We are living in a world where hyper communication is everywhere, and I think that has also added to the business domain. So all the, be it the purchase orders, or be it the dispatch schedules, or be it the communication within the team, everything is happening on real time basis. I think that is a paradigm shift which I think we are seeing in today's times.
So what kind of technology have you implemented in the company?
Right now, in terms of accounting softwares, ERPs, I think the entire WhatsApp system in terms of connecting with the entire team at one go is something which we could not have imagined 20 years from now.
No, that's true. I think everyone can see the same. Like we also using that a lot in our business. When you think about adding a new product, what should be the USP for this product before you decide that, okay, this is something valuable for the company as well for the customers?
There are two facets to it, Hugo, predominantly. One obviously is the value addition. I think any product that we bring into the market or to our existing or the new clients has to bring in some value addition. Secondly, obviously it has to be profitable in terms of taking it forward. So everything you try, it might not click in terms of profitability, but adding new product must always bring in value addition, I feel.
Correct. Like I'm into quality control. That's the reason I'm staying in India. I like to help out companies into implementing quality into their system. I start first with people, because the people will make sure that at the end the quality of the product will be there. So how important is quality in your company when it comes to the product?
I think it's extremely important. I think people like you bring in more sturdiness for suppliers like us, because we have to ensure that whatever we are sending across to our clients meets not just their expectations but also their compliances. So we work with so many other exporters across the board, and I think of late there are several compliances which were never heard of in the medieval times, if you may call it so. So all the products that we want to cater to our preference is always that if they are preferably branded, so they have some credibility to it. Obviously, the compliance is a major role. Anything that we supply has to meet the quality standards, because these products are eventually going to go
Abroad,
overseas,
yeah.
where they are extremely quality conscious. So anywhere there is a loophole or there is any iota of doubt that we have that this might not meet the standard, we are on it, at it, to make sure that either we develop something new or try and bring in a substitute which could probably meet the standard and not just provide anything and everything that's available in the market.
Do you also get test reports done?
Yes.
Yes, okay, and you share that also with your customers?
Yes, that's a prerequisite.
Yeah.
So a lot of materials, like for example, REACH compliance is a very common compliance which all the exporters look for. So all our products that we deal in are REACH compliant, and we ensure that the certificates are provided to them if and when they are asked for.
If you can describe Shree Impacts, your company, as, okay, in this part we really stand out compared to our competitors, what would you name?
I think what we stand for in terms of Shree Impacts, we value business relationship more than profitability. I think in the market, everybody can sell at whatever price they feel like, but what our company's ethics and policies always has been is to have a top-down approach rather than a bottom-up approach. So whenever we're working with any client, be it a new client or an old client, it is always a constant effort that we know the owners of the company who we are working with, and we have a very good relationship with them. Business may happen today, may not happen tomorrow, may happen again the day after. But what is most important for us is the relationship that we want to keep with all our customers over a period of time.
Like the products that you are selling, you deliver that from stock, or people have to wait for a long time that you have to get it manufactured? How does it actually work for you?
So there are both aspects to it. So for the standard products, we maintain a great amount of inventory because our items are volumetric in terms of size. So obviously the exporters do not have, because they need a lot of materials to stock up, and our materials also take up huge amount of space. But it's a regular requirement for them. So if it's a standard product, we do inventorize them at our warehouses. But if there are some fabricated products or if there are some made to order products, that do have some gestation periods.
Yeah. Okay.
For manufacturing.
Mike, we know each other from BNI. We share the same chapter, and you also become our next 6 months Vice President. First of all, congratulations with this role within BNI. For the viewers and the listeners, please explain what is BNI and why you think that BNI is very important for any entrepreneur.
BNI stands for BNI Network International. It's a networking organization started by this man called Mr. Ivan Meisner. It's a pan-world organization. I think it's there in more than 100 plus countries today. And it's a networking platform where it brings together people of different fields, people from different businesses together under one roof, where we try and capitalize the networks that each of us have, and we share it with each other. Because in today's time, I think it's the relationship with business owners is far more beneficial than actually just doing pure marketing. So when BNI is basically a platform which helps us get connected to a lot of more people than probably you would sit in your office and not be able to do. So I think that's what BNI helps us.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that, because that, like me being here after so many years, when I joined around 6-7 months ago, now I know much more people and have much more connections. Although it didn't benefit me for my company, I'm in a little bit different kind of category. But the connections and the referrals that I'm getting is actually very good.
Yes.
So I also recommend everyone actually to join a networking platform like BNI. When you look into Shree Impacts for the next 10 years, where do you want to be with the company?
That's a vision statement, but I'm a person who's very organic in my own nature. So I always believe in putting in the best possible effort in everything that I do, without actually visualizing the result of the effort, because that's what in our Hindu philosophy says. We believe in the philosophy of karma. So that's what I believe in. 10 years from now, I'm sure we're going to be somewhere better than where we are today. but I don't want to put a number at it right now.
But you want to grow with the company, and or you just say, okay, the way I'm working right now, I'm satisfied with that. When I just can sustain this and slowly add on new customers and make it slowly a little bit bigger, or you really want to deliver pan India?
Yes, we definitely want to add in more customers for whatever we are doing in. But I also have a very constructive mindset in trying to do something which is out of this industry. Maybe something into real estate or warehousing is what we are looking at right now. That's something we are having in the pipeline.
Outside of the box thinking, then, not only within Shree Impacts. Okay. I think we're almost there, Mayank. When you look to yourself about 12 years ago and how that you started, what advice would have helped you as a young entrepreneur, as a second generation? What you now would say to young entrepreneurs or starting a new business, or as a second generation?
I think if people or if the young ones are having a mindset of getting into their family business, the only advice I would probably give them is to start early. It's always a big advantage if you know you're going to get back into your family business. It's always better that you start early rather than wait for a time when you have no choice but to get into your family business. That the time period that you lose in those many years is a valuable learning period, I think.
Was it always your idea to join the family business?
Not really.
Not really.
So like I said, I was working in KPMG before in Bangalore, and then I was working as well in a risk company in Australia. I had a great work-life balance, but there were circumstances which brought me back, and but I have no regrets because I think I've lived what I wanted to do, and what I'm doing now has brought me back to my roots and to my family, so I'm very happy about it.
Good to know your journey, and also good to know that I didn't know about that you were living also in Sydney, Australia, and that somehow the family business brought you back to this industry. And I think like with suppliers like you, it is very important for the exporters that they can really rely on people like you who are very hardworking, make sure that everything runs smoothly. So thank you very much, Mayank, for this coming to this Dutch in Dialogues podcast, and I see you guys in the next one.